Good evening, everybody. This is Todd Collins. Here we are again for our Elite Team Nexus training. Tonight is the 26th of August, and welcome all. Before I started the recording, I started having a chat with everybody, and I decided I better get it recorded because we need to start doing this right now. But if you're taking any kind of a vacation that came through the Elite platform, whether it's going on a traincation, taking a cruise, one night that you book in your local community to take your wife out for a night on the town or your husband out for a night on the town, and you're spending the night, if you're using any of the benefits, renting a car, anything, get your phone out and do a video vertical. Take a lot of pictures too, but this is the important part. Take your vertical videos, and when you get to your next hotel, outside, take a 30, 40, 50-second, whatever video of the outside of the hotel. Just zoom around, look at the fountain, look at the pelicans, whatever they got there. And then when you go in your room, do the same thing. Julianne and I have a thing. The minute we walk into our rooms, she gets her phone out. I hide the luggage in a closet. I go outside. That allows her to pan around the room, take video inside, outside, open the door, look at the view we have. Look at the pool down there, ocean out there. Oh crap, that's the roof of the parking lot. That's not the best view. Don't put that part in the video, maybe. But take those videos and start having your collection. Same thing when you go, if you're going on a cruise, videotape yourself walking up to the boat. Maybe when the boat disembarks, take it as it's going past the land, as it's getting out to sea. Take videos up and down on your phone. Part of that is we're going to create, or we are creating, ELYT is creating a couple social media channels where we'll be able to go in and only have our members have access to that, where we can put in some of the cool things that we've done using our ELYT memberships. And that'll give us an opportunity to also invite guests. Maybe you've got a prospect that's thinking about it. I don't know if I see the value in that. Well, look at this. I can pull right up now this group and we can show the different things that people are doing. Same thing if you use your daily deals to buy maybe baseball park tickets or Disneyland tickets or movie tickets or whatever. Take those videos. Also, save those in long form. Again, up and down on your phone. Don't do the sideways thing because most of the platforms prefer, especially Facebook, like the up and down. It's called a 9 by 16, the vertical. I forget there's a name for that, but the orientation being portrait was the word I was looking for. So when you're doing those, I'm going to start teaching starting next week how to clip those into short videos that you can post on social media. And I'm going to actually show you a little bit about that tonight. We'll tease it, and I'll actually show you step by step next week how to create a Facebook post that it's in the area of what the common phrase in the industry is attraction marketing. I don't call it that. I call it just being a human being and showing people the life that we live. Julianne will tell you every single Sunday when we go into church, two or three people walk up to us and say the same thing. Love the videos that you sent or the posts that you put about your trip that you went on. Where are you guys going next? What's next on the horizon? How are you traveling so much? So our warm market is getting warmer to what we're doing because of what they're seeing on our social media. Better than that, our cold, well, I don't know, better than that's the right phrase. In addition to that, I'm a both and kind of guy. I love the old school stuff, which is still the right school. You got to belly to belly, be people to people, build your list, do all the things that we talk about in Bob Reed's 7 Steps to Success. But you also want to make sure that you're bringing other people to you who are putting their hand up and saying, "I'm curious what you're doing," or "I want to know more," or they open a door for you to start that conversation with them. So the first thing that I'm going to do tonight, by the way, last week we had Jake Kevorkian on here, and he and I talked. He mostly, I chimed in and gave a little color commentary. Talked about a new prospecting thing that we've both been doing. He started. He called me and said, "I want you to do this with me." So Julianne and I've been participating in that. And so if you missed last week, I want you to go back and watch last week's call. It's on the band app. It's up there for last Wednesday. I think I put it on Thursday morning as last Wednesday's call. But I'm going to report back on this right now. So I started on August 5th, making a commitment to doing 10 a day. And I'm going to show you what I'm doing and what some of those results look like right now. Um, so since August 5th, that's 21 days. I haven't done today yet. But between then and today, I've done 201 calls, voice text that are out, voice text on Facebook Messenger. You can do these on your phone, doing using a voice text on your text feature on your phone. You can do some of them. There's other platforms out there that you can communicate with, WhatsApp and what's not. And I don't know what all other things you have out there. But whatever your mode of communicating with the people in your life are, most of us have cell phones that have our contacts in them. Most of us have a social media, probably Facebook for most of the people here, and you have friends on there. Well, those friends have other friends that you can gain access to if you do some of the things that we're talking about. So anyway, I started to say I've done 201 calls as of today. I haven't done today's calls yet, and I've had 43 people of those 201 send me back a message. Yes, I want to know more about what you're doing. That's just shy, actually, just over 21%. Okay. 43 people have entered my funnel in the last 20 days as a result of spending about 20 to 30 minutes a night reaching out. I usually this is the last thing Julianne and I do before we get ready to tuck ourselves in and say our prayers is we go to our separate corners of the house. I make my call, she makes hers. One area I'm going to confess I've been horrible in is the follow-up. But guess what I'm starting today? I'm starting today to create a system for bringing those people off of the piece of paper. Bob likes the paper. You can continue going that flow, but I can bring them. I'm working on being able to bring them into an automated system that will allow contact to be made to follow up. Did you watch the video yet? And very soon, I'm going to be releasing to all of you guys something Julianne and I are doing right now. We're probably 30 days away from finishing the beta on it, but it will actually let me see everybody that looked at my video and how long they looked at it. And it'll allow me to pick the phone call up and say, Bob, I saw you just watch my video I sent you yesterday. What did you like best about what you saw? So stay tuned in the next few weeks. We're going to keep doing training on this. But I'm telling you guys, Jake's done 400 and something calls. He's seeing a little better than 20%. I'm seeing a little better than 20%. I believe this is something all of us should be doing in addition to what we're supposed to be doing with our 7 steps to success. Building our list. This is part of building the list, right? Every single one of these people that I can put into my funnel is building my list. And it's building, I don't have, Julianne said something the other day. I don't leave the house that often. I'm paraphrasing, babe, so forgive me on this. I don't see 5 new people every day that I can hand a card to or get their contact information. And she's right. And guess what? Usually I'm moving so stinking fast when I'm running around town doing my errands. I don't have a lot of time to stop and chit chat either. I do, but I don't have time to put 5 or 10 new people every day in there. But this is a great way to get to those 5 or 10 people. Digging into my phone, great way to get to 5 or 10 people. Every new member that I enroll, having them make their list of their top 100, 250, 500, and working through them or with them, depending on what their motivation level is. Those are all new people. So we've talked about this and kind of beat a dead horse, but we need to keep beating this dead horse because if you're not talking to new people every single day, your business will become stagnant because you're not doing the bare basics of the 7 steps to success that we trained on that Bob's talked about for 30 something years, right? So we all need to make a commitment to ourselves, not to our upline, not to Bob Reed, not to Jake Kevorkian, maybe to your spouse. I'm going to make a commitment to doing the following minimum activities every day and stick to them. So this part is part of those daily minimum activities for us. We've made that commitment. Jake told me yesterday he's going to crank it up to 20 a day. I'm not going to be beat by him. I'm going to probably crank it up to 20 a day as well. Anyhow, let's talk. Let's just take a quick look. I got to get rid of this over there. I'm going to share my screen here real quick. Maybe that one. All right. Bob, can you thumbs up me if you're looking at Facebook right now? Thank you, sir. So I just updated my profile pic and some things on here. I don't do much with Instagram. So if you're an Instagram person, you can do all this same stuff on Instagram. I know Facebook pretty well. I actually just talked to we have virtual assistant that we just hired. I sent her a message today that said, look, I want to build an Instagram profile as well so that I'm able to train on both of these. I want to be able to be a good resource to all of you. But Facebook is the one that most of us on this group are probably pretty familiar with. So what I want to show you guys here real quick is this little button right here. So I'm just in my profile, right? And there's a couple ways to get to this. I want to get to my friends list. Okay. And I do this on my cell phone. So it's a little clunky for me to move around over here on my Facebook computer instance. But between now and next week, I've got the device that allows me to plug in and share my cell phone. So I can actually walk you guys through a training of how to build, how to find these, how to leave the message. We'll do a couple of them live together next Wednesday. And I'm going to show you how to make Facebook posts from those reels we were talking, the videos we were talking about a minute ago. So anyway, let's just look at here. These are friend requests. I can go to all friends right there. It'll take a second. Oh, look at that. My best friend, Julianne Vaughn Collins. First one on there. We have 249 mutual friends. How cool. Well, let's pretend that Julianne's not my wife for a minute here. And I'm going to go ahead and click on her. And I can look across her profile now. I can see that she's got, wow, she got 1,300 followers. That means there's 1,300 people that she may know, minus the 249 friends that we share in common that I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to work into Julianne, and if I get her in, I can actually get access to all of her friends, and we'll show you more about that in the weeks ahead. Because I can click on her friends button, and I can see all of Julianne's friends. And I can friend request her friends and make them my friends too. And now when they're in my friends list, I have a reason and direct access to send them a message as well. All right, so I'll scroll around usually briefly, very briefly, because I don't want to spend a bunch of time on this process. This is one of those turning cards over as fast as we can, like we talked about a couple weeks ago. Looking for aces? No, I'm looking for people that respond. In other words, people that want back what I have here. Okay, so I can see when she's born. I can see if she's married. Sometimes they'll put on there her spouses, whoever. For some reason, Julianne's pretending she's single, I guess. I don't know what that's all about. We'll have that conversation offline. But right here, if I go to the message button, I actually have the ability to start a voice call. I have the ability to start a video call. On down here at the bottom, what we want to do though is send a voice clip. All right. And I'm going to do this live right now, and Julianne's going to get this message from me. So again, on the phone, you just touch the little button that says that microphone there. But I'm going to go ahead. I've never authorized this on my phone, apparently. So right now, you can see my microphone is open. I'm going to allow it. This is actually good that I'm trained. I've never done this on my computer, and it's going to be on the training forever now. So I want to allow while visiting the site. All right. Now, you can see it's recording down there right now. I don't really want to be recording it. So I'm going to stop that for a second because I don't want to start off with talking about whatever I was just saying. I'm going to do this live, not reading a script. This is just exactly what I do every night. And I'm going to pretend for the sake of this conversation that Julianne is somebody that I know was in 7K medals. Okay. So I've got a commonality with her. It could be I look at Julianne. She's a girl I went to high school with. God, I wish. It could be I look at Julianne and she's somebody that we worked together 10 years ago. You're going to want to try and connect the commonality in whatever your outbound message is. By the way, I have 3 scripts that I did write for you guys. I promised you I'd work on them this week. I did them today. Nothing like waiting to the last minute, but I'm actually going to cut and paste those into both the chat channel tonight, and I'm going to paste them into the band app tomorrow when I post this video up there, all right? So you guys can go back and listen to last week because Jake and I both played off of each other a little bit and gave many different examples. You can turn your phone on or your recorder and record Jake saying his, and look at that, you're going to have a script right there for you. I'm going to plug a couple in tonight to make sure you guys have stuff to work with though. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start a voice clip. You guys ready? Hey, Julianne, it's Todd Collins. Not sure what you've been up to lately. Haven't spoke to you in several months. Sorry about that. I know you're aware that 7K switched from a network marketing company to just an affiliate only opportunity back in March. And Julianne, I know that was a big bummer for us. I'm sure it was for you as well, but there was a little silver lining. A friend of mine started a brand new company in February, and that gave me an opportunity when 7K stopped doing network marketing for me to plug into what my buddy's doing. And so we're working directly with one of the owners of a brand new company. You know what they say, the ground floor is the best floor. If you're interested in knowing what I'm doing now, would you just send me a message back here and let me know? And I've got some resources I'd like to get in your hands. Two short videos are both under a few minutes, and one website link that you can take a look at the portfolio platform that we've got. If it tickles your fancy, we can have a deeper conversation. If not, no harm, no foul whatsoever. Have a great night. Be blessed. Talk soon. Boom. Done. That was one whole minute, one whole prospect. Have I said that 200 times and am I getting pretty good at that? Better than I was the first 10 calls. First 10 calls, I push stop and delete 4 or 5 times each one of them. You're not looking for perfection, guys. You're just looking to get going on this. Okay? Pretty simple. Now, Julianne got that message, and now so I wrote her name down on my list tonight of my 10 calls, and I'm waiting for her to reply to that. Yes, I'd like more information. Or go pound sand. I don't care what she says, like Mark says. Mark Pasetta, some will, some won't. So what? Right? I say some will, some won't. Who cares? I don't care. I'm just trying to hit the reps. So you guys will remember back when Mark had a training that he did that I think you all saw on the acceleration event maybe 2 cycles ago. On that acceleration event, he did a skit. I'm sorry. Oh, look, Julianne responded. How awesome is that? He did a skit on the robot taking the phone calls. And the robot had no thought whatsoever. It's just making the call. Not looking at, oh, she's too pretty, I can't make the phone call. Oh, he's too old, he's probably not interested. Not, oh, he's too fat, he's probably busy eating right now and probably never does business. It's no thought, okay? The robot just makes the phone calls. So as I'm going through my list over here, I don't skip anybody. The only person I've skipped so far is Rosie Hortick, who's my mom's aunt, my great aunt, and she's dead. About 3 years ago, she passed away. Her Facebook pro. She's probably not going to want the videos. Okay, she has taken the ultimate trip and she's not coming back from that one. So I've only skipped one dead person. I think there was actually 2 people that were deceased in my friends list. Every other person, I don't care if they're the other side of the political spectrum and they hate me and all they do is comment negative on my Facebook. I send the message. And you know what's funny? Of those 43 people that have responded, 4 or 5 of them, when I first glanced at their name, I thought there's no freaking way I'll hear back from this person, but I did. And 3 of those people are quite interested in what we have to talk about. So that's it. Just you got to get out of your own head, is what I'm trying to say, and I'll leave it at that. Okay. Now, the next thing I want to show you guys, she said, sure, send me the video. Thanks. So, what I've done, I don't know if I have this easy to tee up here real quick. Hang on 1 second. What I've done is I've made, and I'll put this in the chat channel as well. I sent over I made a note in my phone that had all the different resources. So I've got somewhere down here. I sent this to Bob as well. Give me a second. Da, 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 da. I got this crazy mouse. I need a new mouse, babe. Right there. I call it the share peak stack. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to copy this right now and I'm going to throw it into the chat channel. You guys all want to go grab that. For those of you watching the replay, should ought to have been here. You're not going to be able to see the chat channel. So sorry, but I'm just kidding. The I'll put this into the band app tomorrow as well. Hang on, I'm cleaning it up just a little bit here so it looks pretty in the channel. There we go. Paste. All right. So what we have here is the ELYT promotional video, ELYT presentation, which is the full video, and the ELYT traincation, right? So I've got options of what I'm going to pull in or out of that. The other one that I need to stick in here still for you guys is the ELYT.lifestyles.com website. Nope, it didn't go where I wanted it to go. Travel portal. So we guys have all seen the platform that we have. There's a website link that you have. I would not send your enrollment link. Don't do that yet. Okay. You're looking at this point. I'm gonna go ahead and push post in here. Oh, that's what's wrong. I've got too many characters in this. It's not liking it. I got to do this in pieces. I'm sorry. I don't know why I can't put a long comment in here. Get rid of that. X. Enter. So there is the 4 minute promo. Jake and I are both sending various things. We're calling it's called an A/B test, and I'm going to teach you guys a few things about that in the weeks to come as well. That the third resource there is the 14-minute full video, ELYTelifestyle.com. There's that. Oops, I didn't copy that right. Copy, paste. There we go. So listen, guys, you want an A/B test. All that means for those of you who aren't in the project management arena or have done IT stuff in the past or whatever, A/B test means you try this and you try that, and you measure your results and you see which one works more gooder, as my daughter says, right? So in this case, let's just pretend back to that script a second ago with Julianne. I'm still sharing my screen. Let me get that off for a minute. Stop sharing. There we go. So with Julianne, maybe tonight I do 10 calls just like what I said, right? And in that call, you guys, or that message, voice message, you heard me say I have two videos that are under 4 minutes each and a website link I'd like to send you. The next 10, don't say any of that. Say this script. And again, I'm going to share all these with you guys uh, later in the call, and I'll put them in the band app as well. But here's another option on that script. Again, this is somebody that I've known from 7K again. Hey, Julianne, it's Todd Collins, just touching base with you. It's been a minute since we last talked. I'm sure you heard that 7K switched from network marketing to affiliate centric company back in March. Although this major bummer for all of us, I just want to let you know that change opened a door for Julianne and I to work with a friend of ours that just opened a brand new business in February. If you're interested in seeing what we're up to, just message me back and I'll be happy to shoot over a 3 minute video for you to watch that has the overview of what we're getting ourselves into. All I'm asking after you've watched it is for us to have an opportunity to talk to see if you see what we see here. So I went from there's two videos and a website to there's just a 3 minute video. And guess what? I'm having better responses right now from people that ask for all free because they're asking for more and they're getting more. The ones that I just sent the 3 minute video to, it wasn't as good of a response. Okay, so you want to A/B test those things. Another one that I've done that exact same script is I have a 15 minute, I say 14. Hang on, Stan, I got to put you back on mute, sweetie. I have a 14-minute video that explains all the member benefits that we have with this new company. Or I have a 14-minute overview video. Again, change your wording up and seeing what your best response is going to be. Okay. So with that, I'm going to stop talking about the scripts for now, and I'm going to bounce back over to Facebook and share my screen again. There we go. So in this case, Julianne has responded that yes, she would like to see my goodies, right? So all I have to do is go back to that stack that I talked about a moment ago, and I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste that right there. And in my stack, you can see I have the ELYT promotional video, 4 minutes. I have the ELYT full presentation, 14 minutes. So in this case, I'm just going to cut that one out of there. I just highlighted it and delete it. I have Bob Reed's 7 Steps to Success. You know what? I'm A/B testing that one as well, but not in this scripting at all. I'm going to be doing this with people that were in network marketing in the past. All right. So what I've done here now is I've copied out the 4 minute video and the 2 minute video, and I'm going to go ahead and put in the ELYT.lifestyle.com. And I'm going to send that just boom. Click that and send it right over to Julianne. So for those of you that are iPhone users, or I don't care if you're a Droid user, there's a note section in there. Email those links to yourself, make them pretty like that so that they're the actual links so that when people open this up, they're going to see exactly what you want them to see. They can click on the link, watch the video, and again, you have to follow up. The fortune's in the follow up area where I'm still working, I'm struggling, so struggle right along with me. I'm really busy and I keep finding myself at the end of the day going, dang, there's 3 people I sent that video to this morning or last night. I haven't reached back out to them yet to see if they watched it yet. I'm going to get better. You're going to get better too. We're all trying to get new muscles built. Bob's probably the only one that's in perfect shape here. Well, David Corbach probably is too. Maybe Nicole. I don't know. But I think the three of them have exercised these muscles for so long that it's just natural. This happens, that happens. They do the follow up. But you know what? I bet Bob has a few bad days here and there too where the follow up slips. It happens to everybody. Don't beat yourself up. The number one thing I want you to do is make that commitment, whether it's 5 a day, 10 a day, 15 a day, 200 a day. I don't care what your commitment level is here. Massive action. We talked about that last week. Mark's number one thing. You got to know where you are. You got to be at the right place at the right time. You got to know you're there and you have to take massive action. This is the massive action part. 30 whole minutes a day. Okay? So just do the basics here. Anyway, back to my little I was talking before about Facebook and doing these reels. And I'm going to train on this next week. And I'm just going to tease you guys a little bit with it right now. And again, I'm super clunky moving around in this on my computer. My phone is much better. What I've done there, sorry, I was probably moving fast. I went into my profile. I went to my professional dashboard. That's something that all of you can get one of them. They're free. You just got to turn it on and set it up. And I'm not going to train on that. You can Google it or use ChatGPT or whatever. But I want to show you guys something right there. In the last 28 days, I've had 50,766 engagements. And I'm not consistently posting one every day, but most days I put one post up. Okay. And as an example, let me get into my see all here, I think is where I got to go here. Give me a minute as I clunk around here. Here we go. So right here, I can see this post I put up on Friday. You'll get to see my consistency. Full transparency here, guys. Friday, I put a video up. Thursday, I put a video up. 5,600 views, 4,000 views, almost 4,000 views, 3,000 views. And they vary. This is one of, I'll just show you a couple of these. So if you guys are taking notes, this is the time to write a few things down. All right. Number one, if you're not a social media person at this point, meaning I got it, but I don't really know what the heck I'm doing with it, the number one thing you want to understand is you need to be consistent. Okay. That again doesn't mean you can't miss a day here and there, but you want to start building regular traction with your friends that exposes you to other people. And I meant to show you that back here a second. See if I can find this again. The metrics that are in here are actually really, really awesome. But if where did I find this? Engagement right here, I think it was. So so here's by content type. This means it was just a photo, a still picture. This means it was a reel, a video, 10 to 15 seconds long. A text. This means I didn't have a photo or a video. I just wrote something in the what are you thinking or whatever it says on Facebook. Interaction type. I got 62% reactions. That's a thumbs up, a smiley face, a thumbs down, a growly face. I don't think there's a whatever. 35% of them were comments and 3% were shares. These 35% comments, those are your gold. Okay? Because when someone comments on something you said and you comment back on your wall, you've now started the algorithm pushing it and more out there into the world, right? And then immediately after you've responded back on your wall, if you jump into a private DM or direct message with them and engage that conversation further, hey, Bob, I'm curious. You made a comment on the post I did about Inflation eating the crap out of your budget and you can't make your ends meet. You said you were struggling just like I am. I'm curious, what speaks to you most about that post? Now I'm in a conversation with Bob direct message. Guess what Facebook loves? When you stay in that culture. Your page is one thing, DMs are another, because now you got two people not leaving the Facebook platform. And guess what it does? It tells the algorithm, go tell more people about this because Todd will get them in and keep them in our platform. This is really simple stuff. That may sound a little complicated. If you're not doing it, you're going to get it. But look at this, followers versus non-followers. 60% almost of the people that have commented on my reels, I don't know. Does that give anybody an aha moment right there? It should. Okay. So 41% roughly are people that are my friends. And guess what they do when they share it on their wall or forward it to a friend? That expands the algorithm out even further and it expands my reach. But almost 60% of everybody watching my reels I've never met. And guess what I have now? Their name that they looked, they thumbs up, they made a comment, whatever. And I have an engagement now that I can open with them. And now where are they? They're in the top of my funnel, right, Bob? And I'm going to keep working them down through my follow-up funnel and get them into, I'm going to keep following up until they sign up or tell me to go pound sand. Okay, I'm not going to be a pest, but I'm going to be persistent. Okay, right. So anyway, I was starting to show you guys back here. There we go. So this reel, I don't know how well you guys can see that. Oh, I can make it a little bigger. So can you hear the song? Okay, hang on. I need to do the little share thing on the more. Share optimize sound stereo. All right, we'll try this again. So this is me riding a motorcycle with my smoke show wife on the back. I spent a lot of years trying to find my way. Turns out I wasn't really lost. I just hadn't found you yet. Funny how quickly life started making sense the minute you loved me. I'd ride every wrong road again if they all led me to you. And now listen, a little song. All right. It lasts about 10 seconds. That's it. I'm not talking about a product, a service, a company, an income opportunity, nothing. I'm just being Todd, right? So I said to write something down a minute ago. You guys have homework between now and next Wednesday if you want to play. And you don't have to. Come up with 5 areas of your life, they're called pillars, that matter to you. Mine are very simple: faith, family, food. Now, it's a big shock to everybody. I like to smoke and cook things on the grill. I like to fish, and I like to ride my motorcycle. Couldn't find a way to make that another F. But anyway, this is my fun, right? You pick your things. So you're going to see, first of all, there's 76 thumbs up. I have the ability to click on those thumbs up back here in my metrics and see everybody that did that. And I know you guys have heard this before in other social media trainings if you've been on them. When someone does this, it's the same thing as you're walking in the mall and Stana says, "Hi, Todd." I can walk across the mall now and say, "Hi, Stana," and we can start talking. That is an open invitation to a direct message. Okay? If they comment, that's even better because now they've come to me and said something about you is talking to something inside of me. And we'll train more on how to engage in that. Let's back up here for a minute. I'll just show you a couple of other ones. And again, I'm going to work with you guys next week to train you on some of this stuff. Here is one that's a statistic. Here we go. So this one is one where there's no song. It's just a picture. It's a picture that I pulled off of the interweb. Okay? Go Google whatever you want. But a new all-time high for the Dow Jones. I just did a stretch over here over time. Absolutely irrelevant graph. All right? It was just a graph. So I needed a picture. But what I said was Everybody has that one company or product they looked at years ago and thought that'll never amount to anything, only to watch its stock or its value skyrocket. What's yours? How hard is that one, guys? I mean, really. So that one, look at that. I said I'll start. Mine's Amazon, a company that sells books online that you can return. Why would I ever buy a book I don't want? Silly. That's exactly what I thought when I heard about Amazon's model back in 1970 or 92 or whatever it was. So hers was Facebook. This one was Starbucks. It goes on and on and on. The comments that come back to this, all you got to do is say back, that's a good one. You can see right there on Brenda Chance, that's what I said. Peggy, I said, so true. And then I drop into their DM and I start talking to them. If there was a ground floor opportunity that I could show you right now that would look like what Facebook did 15 years ago, or Amazon did 25 years ago, or Pepsi did 50 years ago, would you be interested in taking a look at that? That's the opening to say, yeah, they say yes, you send video. Okay. This is what attraction marketing is. It's them putting their hands up. And I'm not going to go on and on about this tonight. I got one other thing I want to cover, but I want you guys to understand these engagements can be, here's one. I told you guys one of my things is food. Uh, there are two kinds of people in this world: people who know the best thing to come off the smoker, and people who are wrong. Brisket, ribs, pulled pork, chicken, pork belly, something else. You only get one. Tell us your number one pick, and if you've got a picture of something you love to smoke, drop it in the comments and make the rest of us hungry. Let's see who gets the most recipe requests. Dumb, not about business, just me being a human being again. And I got, and 32 people made a comment to me with what theirs was. I put, I'll start pork belly burn ends, dino ribs. I cooked meatloaf. I did a this. I did a that, a brisket. On and on. 32 people that I would otherwise have never engaged in conversation with that day. Okay? That's all I'm going to cover there for tonight. The next one is ChatGPT. And I know if you're like me, this whole concept of AI is creepy, right? It is creepy, but there's some things that it can do to really help us streamline and minimize our pain. So ChatGPT is free. I pay for mine because I have a whole bunch of videos and not videos, slides that I make, and all the graphics and stuff cost money. But there's a free version of this that will do exactly what I'm about to show you right now. So if you start a new chat, and let's just say I need to post my post tonight. Let's see, who can I have come off of mute? Let's do Bernice and Danny. Do you guys pop off mute real quick? Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Sorry to put you on the spot, but this will be hopefully a little bit of fun. Remember when I talked about those five pillars a little bit ago?
hmm
Give me one that you might think of, something that's a
Right.
hobby or a niche that you just like to spend time when you have time.
I like cooking and health.
Cooking and health. All right. Is there anything with regard to your health that's really interesting to you that you think might, and again, we're looking to create engagement. So I'm curious what you know about that other people should know about with regard to health.
Well, I try to do simple things, simple hacks like dry brushing, oil pulling, just simple hacks that people can do.
Perfect. Let's do this. Watch. So I've named my chat GPT Abby. Okay. We actually talk like she's my personal assistant. We drive down the road and I'm talking to her in the road. Julianne will say I have full blown conversations and she's like, that person's not really, they're not real. They're not in the car, but she knows me and she knows exactly what's going on. So I'm going to say this. Hey, if I can type, I need a short Facebook post for tonight. Let's do something about the process of oil pulling for dental hygiene. I have no idea spell hygiene. H-I-G. Oh, geez. I suck at spelling. Hygiene. So
I
she's
do.
going to get it. Good thing is she knows my bad spelling already. Absolutely. This feels like a good random thing I might spark a conversation. Post, not preachy, not medical advicey, She talks to me just like a geek, like I am, right? So here we go. Anybody else oil pull, or am I about to introduce half of Facebook to something weird? I've been using coconut oil, switched it around 10 to 15 minutes, spit it out, then brush like normal. People have been doing some version of this for centuries, and I've added it to my dental hygiene routine. So now I'm curious, who else does this and what differences have you noticed? So you copy that, you bounce over to Facebook. I'm actually going to just post this one as my post tonight. So this is posting paste. This is posting with no picture, no music. It's just the thought. Okay. And that fast, I made my Facebook post for today. How easy was that?
That was
Okay.
simple.
Now let's get a little bit more creative. Oops. I got to post it. People are really going to think I'm weird because I never talk about stuff like that, but who knows? It'll probably be my best post ever. Um, I'm going to bounce back over here to Abby again, real quick. One tiny caution: I keep the claims modest. There's some evidence, blah blah blah. Okay, so she's always looking to be compliant because I've trained her that compliance is extremely important. No income claims. I've talked to her over time, but your basic Chat GPT will do just what I just showed you. Okay, so the day you open it, it'll do that. Next, I'm going to say, okay, curious, what type of picture you think would be best behind this post? And what song would really hit home? 2, 3 seconds here. She's going to spit back. Oh, if we were trying to get engagement, I would not use the polished dental hygiene image. It'll look like an ad. My first choice is you holding up a big spoonful jar of coconut oil in the bathroom, looking at the camera like, yes, apparently I do this now. That's a picture you can take in 10 seconds. Okay. She even gave a couple of ideas down here as well. If you want to copy and paste those, you can. And the song, Smile by Uncle Cracker. Okay. So if you don't know how to do all that, come back next week because I'm going to teach you how to turn those three elements into one of those videos that has words written on it and a song in the background that will start getting you engagement. Has this been valuable to anybody tonight?
Yes.
Good. Good. That's the goal.
Thanks.
All right, you're well. Thank you for participating. I again, it's that simple. By the way, although I would highly recommend that you don't go and start posting. Let me go back to my dashboard here. Don't post the wedding video of Julianne and I making out, or her riding on the back of the motorcycle on your wall. But if there's something of mine that you really like, you can use this thing that like that thing about the graph, right? Find your own graph, copy the words, write them down again. I don't care. I want you guys to succeed. Okay. So I'm learning as I go. Now you're going to learn along with me, and we're going to all have some more experiences here to talk about in the weeks and months ahead. I do want to start hearing some success stories. I'd like to know next week, if you made the commitment to making 10 calls a week, that you made 70 calls since tonight, and you had 4 people say yes, they'd like this, or 14, or whatever number it is, they would like to see the video. I'd love to see some feedback happening on here so that I know that we're all moving in the right direction. And if this is something you don't value, I'm glad you're here. But man, I'm telling you, other people on your team probably want to hear this. Other prospects are going to be happy to know that there's some really easy things that we can do to grow what's coming into that funnel at the top again. Okay. Bob, do you or David have any questions? Or actually, you know what? Before that, Julianne, real quick, I have a question for you. She loves when I put her on the spot like this. Hi, buddy. Yeah, my
Hi.
phone's blowing up for some reason. Um, you've been doing your 10 calls a night, give or take a few more some nights for what, about 2 weeks now?
Yeah, maybe
And
longer.
you talked last week that just outbound messages and things like this really has not been your like, ooh, I can't wait to do that every night. How painful is this on a scale of 1 to 10, really?
It's easy. It's just me being dramatic. It's really
So,
easy.
yeah. And she is about as non-aggressive, confrontation, non-salesy as any human I've ever met. So I'm
Yeah,
telling you guys, if
I hate that. I hate being salesy, even when I worked in the salon and I would make commissions off of selling products, right? That's normal. I never sold a darn thing unless they looked at me and said, I need so and so. Okay, then I'll sell it to you up front. But I did not ever push product, it just wasn't my thing. I'm not a salesperson. So this is easy because you're just leaving a voice message. and there's no face-to-face confrontation. So for people who are shy, that's a simple thing to do.
Yeah, you don't got to poke the person standing behind you in Piggly Wiggly and ask them if they've gone on any great vacations lately. I'll
Which
have
Todd
that
would so
conversation.
do.
Yeah, I do it every day.
Yeah.
Um, so anyway, for those non-A-type personalities, we'll call them introverted people. This is a great way. Uh, the social media thing is a great way to start bringing some people into your funnel. But I'm telling you guys, oh, I forgot to put these scripts in here. Hang on 1 second. That was the last thing I promised you guys I would do. I better do it. So go in the chat channel. Again, they're going to show up in the also in actually, I don't know if these will be too long for the chat channel. Let's find out. Doesn't like my link. Oh, this one is good. So here's the script. This is a good friend, goes to your top 100 to 250, when you're building your list initially, right out of the gate. You're brand new, or you just decided today, you know what? I'm going to stop screwing around and being a secret agent. That's not really working so well for me growing my business here at ELYT. I'm going to actually try working it. Okay. And I'm not picking on you if this is you. I'm hopeful that somewhere along the line, everybody that's been hanging around the water cooler goes, I'm going to just start doing something today. Because you know what? I didn't want to do this. I don't want to do any of this stuff. It was never my intention to be a network marketing person. But the first day was kind of sucky. The second day, a little better. It's just like learning how to walk, or ride a bike, or make a brisket. You have the first effort, not really ever that great. But consistency, again, you'll get there fast. So, hey, Bill, how goes it? Todd, and, I'm sorry, Julianne and I started a new business recently, and there's something that I really want to show you. I figure you may or may not be interested, but it will only take a few minutes of your time to take a look. If I send you a 3-minute video, will you agree to watch it for me right now? If so, just let me know, and I'll get that to you right away. All I'm asking you to do when you're done is text me back and let me know if it's something you'd like to learn more about. So we'll set up a time to either talk via phone or Zoom, and I'll give you, sorry, if so, we'll set up a time to talk via phone or Zoom, and I'll give you more details. If not, no harm, no foul, no pressure whatsoever. Have a great night. All right, that one's coming into the chat channel right now. One variation I like on, there's two parts of that that have been very heavily coached into Julianne and I, is that just let me know and I'll get, I'm sorry, would you, if I send you a 3-minute video, will you agree to watch it for me right now? Okay, so you've said that out there in the voice text. When they reply back, send the video. They've already agreed to watch it right now. So when you send the video, start it off with this. Here's the 3-minute video. You said you had time to watch it right now. I'll call you in 5 minutes. Everybody with me on that? They said they'd watch it right now. If you call in 5 minutes and they don't answer the phone, ask them, did you get a chance to watch the video yet? Please call me back so we can talk about, you want to move that conversation. Again, fortune's in the follow-up. So that's the first one. Excuse me. This one is for someone who's a longtime friend that you've had very little contact with lately. I have a bunch of those in my phone. Here we go. Hey, Bill, it's Todd Collins. It's been forever since we've connected, and that's completely my bad. I'm so sorry. I'm curious what you guys are up to these days. At the same time, I just wanted to let you know that Julianne and I got plugged into a company that just started in February, and we're working directly with one of the owners. It's been a fantastic experience thus far. Not sure if this is something you'd be interested in, but I have a few things I'd love to put in your hands. One of them is our company website. I got a typo in there. Let me fix that. And there's two videos that are both less than 4 minutes long. If you're interested in seeing what we're doing, just shoot me back a message and I'll get those resources to you right away. I'd love to have a conversation with you after you've watched them to see if you see what we see here. Have a great night. Boom, or great morning. Say whatever you say based on when you're making the phone call. I already read the old 7K customer one to you guys. I think just about everybody here was in 7K. If not, adapt that one to whatever your previous network marketing company was, and you make that work as well. So there's 3 scripts in there. There were several others that Jake and I rattled off last week. I will encourage you guys, don't read a script. Okay, just don't. It sounds like you're reading a script. I actually voice texted those scripts to myself, and they sounded great when I voice texted them. When I read them back, I sound like a robot and I sound kind of geeky. right? Don't do that. So just read it like 30 times. Stand in the mirror, say it out loud to your dog, whatever. Say it out loud. And then just make the phone call. The good news about that little Facebook option, and it's the same thing if you're using your contacts in your phone, the voice message has a delete button. And I get all messed up and say bad words. I'm like, "Oh, shit," and then, oh, don't send that. So you have the ability to fix it, but don't fixate on fixing it. Decent is good enough. And just start. Okay. All right. I started asking a minute ago, David, if you were Bob, anything you wanted to add. Bob, you got yourself off mute. What's going on, buddy?
Oh, well, you get it. You need to put these scripts in the band app for people
Yes.
because that's what they need. They need a model, and from the model they can work.
Right. I
Great
have them.
training tonight, by the way.
Thank you,
Super
sir.
training.
Thank you. David, you?
Yep. Hey, great job. Great job. Yeah. I got a weak point on Facebook, a few things there that you were showing us. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you do with that next week.
Yeah, and next week is going to be money because I'm going to actually show you guys how to build these real quick. I would highly recommend this week your homework, get your 5 pillars written down, and you'll notice that not any one of them in my world said anything about travel or network marketing. They're just me, right? They're the things that matter to my wife and I. I do have a 6th pillar that is travel. And if you're doing this right, and you're posting 7 days a week, you do one on the smoker, you do one on fishing, you do one on travel, you do one on something faith-based, you do one something family, and then you go back and you start again. Don't post, well, you can if you want to. You can be that person that's like, hey, I only want people to join my travel business that own chickens and are crazy like I am, right? If you want to just communicate to the chicken owners out there, make every post you do about something with your chicken coop. That's cool, right? That's if you've got one hobby and one interest, make that your thing. So, um, so that was number one is get your 5 pillars written down and then go to your, this is all still part of one, go to your calendar and write Monday, faith, Tuesday, food, Wednesday, chickens, Thursday, shoes, whatever your hobbies are, right? And then number two, get into ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini, one of those things based on whatever you want. Here's the best news. I'm going to share this real fast as we're wrapping here. Can't believe I've been talking for a freaking hour. I apologize to you guys for my rambling tonight. But if you go back to this ChatGPT thing here, if you're when you start a new conversation, let's just pretend like you just signed up today and you don't have a freaking clue how to use ChatGPT, here is the best news ever. It will teach you how to teach it. Okay. So, George, I don't know if you've ever used ChatGPT or not, but you can hop in here and you can say, how do I create an Instagram? Babe, what's that thing called that I can always remember the word of? Uh, the popular Instagram thing?
Carousel.
Carousel. How do I create an I can't spell gram carousel? Again, my spelling, I'm so sorry. Carousel, something like that. All right. Whoo, right there. Open it. Click this. Select that. Step by step by step instructions. I call it she because she's Abby to me. It will teach you whatever you don't know how to do. I can probably put in there the dumbest things like what are the 9 cures for a common cold, and it'll tell me. So again, there's for those of you that AI scares you, and I was one of these, I still kind of am. I'm a little spooked by it, to be honest. Um, the how do I say this? The ability that it has to do research is unfathomable to me in any way, shape, or form. What I mean by that is 10 years ago, or maybe before Google, let's go 15 years ago, if I wanted to find a good article to write, short article to write in a newspaper about oil pulling, I would have to go to the library and I would use encyclopedias, and I would probably have to rent or buy some journals from the Dental Association, and I'd have to do some homework on that and then compile my own data. You guys all remember writing things, I think they called them essays in high school and college. That's how we did it. To write an essay today on something, the kids literally go to ChatGPT and they put in the topic that they want, how long they want it to be. I like to use the word like every 15 words. I say and I want that all to be, and it freaking writes it for you because it goes out into the universe. I hate that phrase, but it goes out into all the data that's ever been compiled and it brings back the summary of that. It's not always 100% accurate because there is some stuff out there that's on the Google and whatnot that are not accurate. But the ability for this to help you do basic tasks, as an example, I showed you how to have the social media post done. It picked a song for me, told me what kind of picture to take, even gave me some suggestions that it found out there on the web, some free pictures I could have copied, and it gave me the script that I wrote. Now I might not like that script, and I do this all the time with Abby. I'll say, you know what? That last sentence doesn't feel right to me. It doesn't seem to hit home. Can we come up with the three or four other options for that? And she'll spit me back three or four other options. So just talk to it like it was. You guys remember what's that show? Benson. The butler, I think his name was Benson. I don't know how many people are old enough to remember that show around here, but the family had a butler that they could. He guy was genius, and it's Batman's guy. What was his name? He's another one. That's probably a better example. Batman, Arthur. Arthur. You guys are not helping me at all right now. Anyway, Batman had the old guy that would help him put his uniform on, and he always had the solutions and the answers to everything. He was really the brains behind the Batman. Um, this is what ChatGPT can be like for you. Just pretend like it's a human being, and what your prompts are is just sentences. It's just conversations that you're going to use to create back or get back what you're looking for. And if you don't like the response, modify it by giving it a few more tweaks into what you're looking for. With that, I'm going to wrap up here, guys, tonight. Thank you so much for being present and accounted for. It has been a real pleasure, and I love you guys. We'll see you again next week.
Hey,
Thanks,
great Zoom.
Todd.
Thanks, Todd. Thanks,
Good
Todd.
night.
Good night,
Good night,
everybody.
everybody.
Don't forget to take videos. By the way, not just your trips.
Oh, yeah.
If you're walking out in nature and you see something pretty, a river, a sunset, an ocean with waves crashing in and out, take videos of stuff because that's what you're going to put behind these reels. Have a couple of them ready for next Wednesday because I'm going to show you how to crop them, how to put the words on it, put the song behind it. You can do a voiceover if you want to. I'm going to show you a few of these tips and tricks to let you guys all the hours Julie and I cussed at these freaking phones. I'm going to try and compile it into a 30 or 40-minute training next week and show you guys how to do these things. All right. God bless. Have a good night.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Hi, Julie.